It's time for Real Talk with Brian and Dan, the weekly talk radio show dedicated to discussing important real estate topics, plus insight into the local community. With a combined experience of over 50 years as local real estate brokers from the East Side Real Estate team at Keller Williams Realty Bellevue. Here's your hosts, Brian Levitt and Dan Edwards.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Real Talk with Brian and Dan on 1150 KKNW. It is Wednesday, July 24, 2019, and summer is finally here in the Northwest, sort of.
About time.
Sort of. It was rainy yesterday, sunny the day before. Manic, depressive summer. It's better than smoke. Wouldn't you agree, Brian?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So if you'd like to listen to any of our podcasts in the past, you can find those where podcasts are found. We have a great show. I'm really excited to talk to two guests that we have today, Richard Eastern from the Lash Lounge and Mary Lynn, Shushunov, Mary Lynn Shushunov with Home Partners of America. That's going to be a great spot. So, but before we get to our guests, of course, it's time for some Real Talk.
Last week, we talked about why owning a home is always better than renting. Today, we're going to give you some insight into the housing market. Around this time of the month, we like to review last month's numbers in order to give listeners a bit of clarity on the market. First off, let's look at the inventory numbers. In June, the number of total active listings in King County rose by 31.71%, from 4,503 to 5,931. On the east side, inventory increased of 32.42% year over year from June 2018. Furthermore, pending sales across King County rose 2.64%, and east side pending sales were down 6.6%.
So that's a healthy market, Brian. We're seeing kind of some normalization of numbers. I know the last couple of Junes, it was 70, 80% inventory year over year. So it's kind of, I wouldn't say contracting by any sense of the meaning.
Moving towards balance.
Moving towards balance. So King County closed sales were down about 4.14%. So when I see any numbers in the single digits, I always think that's generally speaking, that's probably pretty normal than it was, like same as last year. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know it's a change, but it's not a big catastrophic change. Now, despite the increases of inventory and the decline of closings, pendings are showing an increase. Median, the home sales price shows the ability for buyers to choose. That's what we're seeing when prices are coming down or adjusting. They're dropping down just 1%, 1.9% over last year. So the median home price in King County, $637,675 and 2 cents. I'm just joking.
2 cents. There you go.
The median sales price on the east side saw an increase of 1.74% up to $875. So really some normalization.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, so any other thoughts on what sellers and buyers, what that means for them?
Well, I think, again, bringing balance to the market. We've been in a strong seller's market with the increase in inventory and the low rates. It's a great time for buyers.
Yep, it really is. And how their money is stretched compared to last year, it's really awesome. It's fantastic.
Yeah. We're going to talk to Wes in a little bit about that. He'll give us a mortgage update.
Yes, Wes Graham with First Washington Mortgage.
Right.
Yes. All right. Put us on the spot. So, also, there's some interesting things to consider about the market.
Yeah, the following three areas of the housing market are critical to understand interest rates, building materials, and the outlook for an economic slowdown. Number one, interest rates. One of the most important things to consider when buying a home is the interest rate you'll be charged to borrow the money. We are currently at a 21-month low in interest rates, making it a prime time to invest in a home.
21, that's almost 2 years.
That's right.
Wow. So the other thing is building materials. So this is an interesting perspective. So because of the talk of tariffs and how they can affect the housing market, according to a recent article by the National Association of Home Builders, they're reporting that as much as $10 billion in goods imported from China are used in home building. So depending on the outcome of the tariff trade discussions between the countries, there could be as much of a 25% boost in the cost of materials. So that creates a slowdown, I would say, for builders, for new construction.
Right.
And when you see a slowdown in new construction, that's a tightening of inventory.
Although I read last week that building permits are way up.
That's right. We talked about that.
Right.
The permits are up. So, I would never base my choice to buy or sell on something as big as what the Chinese tariffs might do.
Right.
But it's something to consider.
Yeah, it has an impact. So number three, economic slowdown. We began the year with many economic leaders thinking we could expect a recession in late 2019 or early 2020. As spring approached, economists had started to push that projection past 2020. Now, 3 leading surveys indicate that it may begin in the next 18 months. However, this potential recession isn't expected to be driven by the housing industry. We're currently in a strong housing market. Wages are increasing, home prices are appreciating, and mortgage rates are the lowest they've been in 21 months. Whether you are thinking of buying or selling, it's a great time to be in the market.
Yeah, I look at this and I think, again, I don't really want to base my purchase decisions on the market because you can't really time the market.
Right.
But I do think about the economy and how it will affect future appreciation. Brian, when you consider buying a house, we talked about this a little bit last week.
Mm-hmm.
You bought your first home and then you sold it and then you bought another one. And
Right.
there was some time between that. But most people that are making a purchasing decision, they're making it for a long term.
Right.
So what would an economic slowdown next year do for somebody that was like looking to buy the home that they're going to raise their children in, right?
Yeah, I think, again, right now, the big thing I think of is affordability and selection. We got better inventory, so that's why this is a better time. If we see prices rise because of building materials going up, that decreases buying power. If we see a recession, usually that's going to slow the market down. And so that's part of the reason I would say if you're thinking about it, now's the time.
So then what about this? I've got a lot of folks that are coming into the country, right, just for the first time, and they're probably going to be maybe 3 years, 4 years. What would you tell them?
I tell them that if you plan on staying even that long, it's probably a good time to buy just because we still are seeing very strong appreciation. You look at the median price in King County, $875. Dang.
Yeah, well, that's the east side.
I know.
Yeah,
East side. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But even
Right,
so,
you're right.
637.
Yeah.
For King
King
County.
County, right.
So
Yeah.
the other thing that I think about is if I could go back in time. I talk to people on the phone all the time that are thinking, we're renting now. We've been renting. They have good paying jobs. They're paying taxes. All of those kinds of things. And you wonder, like, how much could they have saved? And the calculation is, it's staggering. Even over 2 years, if 2 years ago that individual bought. Now, I'm not in that position now to say the next 2 years are going to have the same kind of appreciation we saw over the last 2
Right.
years. But I do think that time over task moving forward, if you look at just 2 months of appreciation, 2 months of appreciation, it's not worth it. But if you think of the 3 years,
Right.
you're
Well, I
paying
shared
rent.
with you, Dan and I
talked
were
about
chatting earlier. I mentioned a family I'm helping with the sale of their home. They didn't plan on selling this soon, but circumstances are forcing the sale. They've been in there a year and a half, and they're going to double their money.
Wow.
Because remember, the idea, we talked about this in a previous show, you put 10% down,
Yeah.
you don't get appreciation based on your 10%, you get appreciation based on the entire value of the home, the entire asset. So that's really leveraging that money.
Well, so the other thing is we've got like 4 minutes left. So I'm gonna riff on something.
Go for it.
Is sellers right now. It's July 28th, and I've talked to a couple that their home expired. I talked to a gentleman yesterday. His home expired in June, and he says, I'm just going to wait till after Labor Day. And I thought, what a big mistake, right?
Right.
Sellers right now, this is kind of the point, is this is that last push for people to make their moves before
Or school starts.
Yeah, because in September, when people they're done with their summer, they're done doing their things, they kind of get back into that mode,
Right.
I know, of work, and they're not thinking about houses. So I suggested to him that he should probably get back on the market sooner if he wants to sell it. However, the one thing that he said to me, he said people are buying homes all the time.
That's true.
So while I agree with that, I certainly think that they're, right after Labor Day, I think there's going to be about a week or two of kind of softness in the market.
One of the things that's unique, we talked to different brokers around the country. Most of the country, summer is their really busy real estate season. Here it's a little different in that people go play when we have the nice weather. And so our peak seasons are really spring and fall. So the things I would say is getting ahead of the market, going on the market now to be ready. My experience, and been doing this forever here, is along about the second week of August, the phones start ringing off the hook. So being on the market ready, home prepared, that would be the time.
Yeah.
So
time the market, don't time the market. No matter what, if your home is priced properly, it will sell.
Yeah, and it's prepared properly.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about preparing last week, didn't
Right.
we? No, we didn't. We haven't talked in a while. Maybe we'll hit a segment next week
let's do
about
that.
our premier listing program and how, we've got a ton of activity this week, right? We'll talk at the end of the show about a couple of properties that are getting refreshed and back onto the market. They're going to be pretty awesome. All right. Well, that is it for our opening segment, Real Talk. After the break, we're gonna do our mortgage moment. We're gonna be joined by, Wes Graham with WA First Mortgage. So come on back after the break.
Not sure if now is the right time to sell? Worried you missed the market? The Eastside Real Estate Team specializes in helping homeowners maximize their equity when selling. With our proven premier listing service, our clients have sold their homes for more money in less time than the competition. We know you have many choices when working with a real estate agent, but with the Eastside Real Estate Team, you get a team of highly qualified, experienced agents. From staging to deciding if your property is market ready for top dollar. If you're considering selling, call the Eastside Real Estate Team at 425-200-4093. Or check out our website at the eastsiderealestateteam.com, a subsidiary of Keller Williams Realty in Bellevue.
Are your dog's behaviors not quite what you'd like them to be? You're not alone. DogSmart is committed to helping families just like yours learn ways to communicate with your dog so that both ends of the leash are working as one. They've helped countless families on Seattle's East Side and beyond. Don't waste another moment. Reach out today. To learn more about how DogSmart can help or to schedule a time to meet, visit their website at dogsmartseattle.com or call 1-833-DOGSMART today.
No other station delivers this much variety. Alternative Talk 1150.
Welcome back to the show. You're listening to Real Talk with Brian and Dan.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Dan. And now it's time for our mortgage moment. During this segment, we get a quick update on the lending side for the home buying process. And today, we're talking with Wes Graham from WA First Mortgage. Wes is currently a senior loan originator and has been serving borrowers at a super high level for over 21 years. Welcome to the show, Wes.
Thank you, Dan.
Hey, Wes.
Hey, Brian. How's it going?
Good. Hey, how you been?
Good.
How's your
Just
golf game these
busy, and
days?
trying to enjoy the summer months here while staying very busy on the mortgage side.
Yeah, and you getting some golf in?
Brian.
Dumb question, huh? Yeah.
I do have my 3-day Bear Creek event coming up here, so I'm
nice.
looking forward to that break for sure.
What is that, a 3-a-day?
Yeah, it's a 3-day. Basically, it's a two. You pick a partner basically, and they have a 3-day full 18 holes every day, and it's just a fun time with the whole Bear Creek crew. And
Nice.
they tuck the pins for us and make the course as hard as possible, and so it's
Nice.
a struggle, but it's a fun struggle.
There you go.
Awesome. So tell us about the mortgage market. What's going on?
So, what we've seen is in the last, I think what we're seeing right now is just, it's the summer, right? And in the summer, you get this kind of weird lull in the first couple weeks of July with the 4th of July weekend. And we tend to see it with, home showings and just families enjoying their vacations, right? And so what I've seen here in the last, I'd say, 4 business days is really just people starting to get active again and either refinancing or looking at homes. What we're seeing as far as interest rates are concerned, just looking at the 30-year fixed side of the fence, we've seen the rates basically go down to about 3.875% with no points.
Wow.
I'd say 30 days ago. And we've seen rates rise back up to 4 1/8 about 2 weeks ago, and now we're back down just right under 4%. So we're seeing that trend down as far as interest rates are concerned, and so we're seeing a lot of benefit when it comes to refinancing and also purchasing your home. People are actually able, when interest rates drop, they're able to afford more home. And people always love to see an interest rate in the high 3% range.
All right. So how long will it last?
Oh, that's a good question. God,
Yeah, we're calling you
if
on
I
this
had
one.
that answer, I would be a rich man. That is for sure.
So how's underwriting going?
I will tell you what some of the industry experts say is they tend to see it, good through all the way through the middle of next year. And then once we start seeing the political things start coming and starting to vote for president, we tend to see an uptick in interest rates for whatever reason.
Interesting.
And so I would hope to see a solid trend through the middle of next year as far as interest rates, hopefully staying in the high 3% range.
Awesome.
How's underwriting going these days? What's your turn times typically?
So that's a great question, right? And so with this influx of refinances, and I'm more of a purchase-based loan officer, right? I'd say 80% of my business is solely, supporting the real estate agents out there, and closing purchase is on time, which is the most important, crucial thing you can do as a loan officer is to obviously come through on your purchase transactions and close early and on time. And what we're seeing in the last couple of weeks here is way too much volume in most of the banks that we see right now. And I would say instead of getting a 3-day turn time on an underwrite, you're looking at more like an 8 to 9 day turn. And so the dream of closing a home loan in 18 days is really kind of stretched back out into the 30-day mark, I would say.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how do our listeners get a hold of you?
So I can be reached directly. If you want to just shoot me a question via email, you can email me at wesg, WESG, at WFMTG.com. Or you can call me directly at 425-268-0116.
Great information, Wes. Thanks for joining us this week. Hey, right after our break, we'll be talking to our guest for the week. First up will be Richard Eastern with the Lash Lounge. Join us right after the break.
Did you know when you pay rent, you're actually paying someone else's mortgage? Are you tired of missing out on owning your own home? Fact. Homeowners on average have 40 times the financial net worth of renters. The Eastside Real Estate Team has been helping many first-time homebuyers find and buy their first home. They specialize in customer service and put you first. They listen first to what you're looking for, and then they take the time to make sure their clients understand every aspect of the home buying process. If owning a home has been your dream, the Eastside Real Estate Team can help you. For a free, no-hassle consultation, call 425-200-4093 or find them online at the eastsiderealestateteam.com, a subsidiary of Keller Williams Realty in Bellevue.
Are you worried about an aging loved one who is isolated in their home? Or maybe they've just had a fall and they're not safe in their house? If you're searching for a safe place for them to live, you've probably been overwhelmed with all the choices. There are more than 150 assisted living and memory care communities licensed in King County and over 1,000 adult family homes. Oasis Senior Advisors has helped thousands of families across the county navigate this difficult time, and we have the compassion and understanding in getting to know your loved one and what they need. To learn more, check us out at oasisssenioradvisors.com. That's all one word, oasisssenioradvisors.com. Or call us at 425-526-7111. That's 425-526-7111. Oasis Senior Advisors, because the right place means everything.
Bringing good vibes to the Puget Sound and the world. Alternative Talk 1150.
Welcome back. You're listening to Real Talk with Brian and Dan on 1150 KKNW.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Dan. Hey, I got a fun fact before we get started.
Go for it.
Did you know that hashtag symbol is also called an octothorpe?
I heard that rumor today.
You heard that today.
Yeah.
Anyways, our first guest today is Richard Eastern from the Lash Lounge. Richard is born and raised in Bellevue. Richard Eastern is a graduate of Bellevue High School and University of Washington. Go Dogs. He's also been a part of multiple startup businesses, including Real Networks for 5.5 years and Washington Property Solutions for 17. Most recently, he has opened up the Lash Lounge in Bellevue and Redmond Town Center, which is what we'll be discussing today. Welcome to the show, Richard.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hey, so tell us a little bit about yourself besides the business. Tell us who's Richard.
Who's Richard? Family guy, community guy, and
Yeah.
Been
You play
involved-
golf?
Do play golf. A lot of basketball. Coach.
Okay.
Coached Little League and basketball forever.
Nice.
Now I'm retired as my kids have grown older.
Oh, semi-retired,
Yeah.
You're not coaching other people's kids anymore?
Not anymore.
Okay.
I recently was asked to coach a game, and I was like, absolutely, I'll coach this now. Yeah.
Nice.
So I came out of retirement. Now I'm back in retirement.
Now you're back in retired.
Focused
okay.
on lashes.
Awesome.
Richard, we like to ask each guest to share with us a fond memory of the home they grew up in.
Ooh, a fond memory. It's really about family and family dinners and family events at the house, and I was also really involved in politics. So we did a fundraiser for a congressman at the house. I always remember where we had the congressman who's running for Senate there, along with a congressman that we brought in from out of state, from California, and that was actually one of the more interesting
no kidding.
times.
Family
there.
and politics.
Family and politics, always
Nice.
a fun mix.
Yeah.
Well, so all right, so let's get on the Lash Lounge.
Yeah.
Why did you leave the real estate business to start the Lash Lounge?
It's interesting. My 17-year sort of real estate career focused on short sales, and it really hit stride for most of that time. I would say probably 16 out of the 17 years.
Yeah.
And we went through a lot of different iterations of our business model where we were buying and we were selling, and then we turned into real estate brokers from investors, and then the short sale market just kind of the bottom dropped out of it. So
Dried
I
up.
started, at some point I'll probably come back and I may get back into it, but.
I hope not. Sorry. I really don't like
it's cyclical. Everything's cyclical.
Yeah.
But I started looking at different franchises, and I met with a franchise broker, and we went through probably 20 different franchise models, of which the Lash Lounge just kept coming up as one that is a proven model across the country. There's 100 different salons open across the country now, two of which are here in Redmond Town Center in Bellevue. And we've been open almost a year, and it's been a lot of fun.
So what attracted you to the model?
Honestly, it's a recurring addiction. We call them lash addicts. They're open about it.
They're open about it. That's good.
They come in, they get a full set of lashes, and then every couple of weeks, because your lashes fall out naturally, you need to come get them replenished. So we have a membership, and people sign up for the membership, and they've got 2 fills a month with that membership, and they come in every couple of weeks and get their lashes refilled.
Okay, so you've been open for a year in both locations?
Just about a year,
Okay.
yeah.
Are there differences between the 2 locations?
It's interesting. Absolutely, there's differences. And they both just have to do with not necessarily the people who walk in the door, but how they get in the door. So in Redmond Town Center, we get a ton of foot traffic. The Redmond Town Center property management company has done a phenomenal job in generating foot traffic and events and reasons to be at that town center. And that's a town center that you probably both know that went through some
changes. Yeah.
It was it was in a downturn for a while, and now it's on a huge upturn. And they've added new restaurants, new services. They have events all the time. This weekend, for instance, there's Fit Fest. So they have
what is it? Fit Fest?
Fit Fest.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And you just come out and like Title Boxing will do a half-hour boxing
So they have all
class.
these booths set up around the area and
Exactly.
talking about fitness and nutrition and
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So you get a lot of walk-in traffic.
A lot of Well, we get a lot of people that walk by, come in,
Yeah.
and make an appointment. It's very much a make an appointment type of.
Sure, yeah.
Okay,
But you're getting new customers that
Richard,
way.
Yes.
this is radio, so you've got to be descriptive. Tell me about, so somebody walks in there for the first time and they're like, "Oh, hey, I need my lashes lashed." What do I?
What's
I'm
the term?
naive. What is
What
it
do they get
exact-
done?
What
First of all-
exactly happens at the Lash Lounge?
Yeah, there's certainly a fear factor with the whole thing too. People are like, I don't know if I really want to do this, but we have our front desk is I call them the quarterbacks of our salon. They really are trained on how to educate somebody on the whole process, and then we do a free consultation for somebody that really wants to sit down with our stylist and understand the process more. But with each of our visits, there is a consultation, the service, education about how to maintain your lashes, and we sell products that do that.
Oh, okay.
So there's sealants and cleansers, and if you're using any product that has oil in it, it will remove your lashes.
Oh,
so
interesting.
we sell water-based makeup remover and sealants and cleansers.
Okay, I should have talked to my daughter and my wife before. So I had more pertinent questions because I don't understand the lash part of things.
Yeah, so
is this like stylist, like if I wanted Seahawks colors, or are we talking just like
we do have some seagulls that come in, but the basically you're extending your current lash. So
okay,
we will take a synthetic lash, whether it's mink or silk, and they're both synthetic. They're not actual mink.
Oh,
and actually adhere them to your existing lash. Now, that's our classic service.
Okay.
That's sort of our baseline basic service. And then we do a hybrid and we do a volume. And volume is we build a fan of lashes, anywhere from 2 to 6 lashes, and we glue them together and
you say they
them.
last for about 2 weeks?
2 to 3 weeks. Depends on how you're maintaining them and what your natural lash fallout cycle is.
Okay. See,
I've learned
I just
a lot
needed,
about lashes
I
in the
needed
last
to get
year.
in there because
Yeah.
I wanted to understand how this all works. So who are the current, men, women, what are your demographics?
We're about 99% women.
Okay.
And literally the demographics anywhere from 18 to 65.
Okay.
Yeah, it's and that's truly amazing to me. That we just get that wide range, but it makes sense. I mean, everybody wants to. What it does at the end of the day for many people is just add confidence to their look.
Yeah.
And boy, I'll tell you, I mean, this is kind of a real estate show. We get a ton of real estate
agents.
brokers.
Yeah.
There's brokers that are every day. Great conversations with them.
It's because we're lacking confidence. No, I'm just joking.
That is one thing I know you're not.
Yeah.
But it just adds to the.
But to look professional. Yes.
Yeah. Adds to the listing presentation.
That's right. That's right.
That open house
The beauty
looks that much
contest.
better. Yeah, exactly.
So curious, if you were to do it all over again, what changes would you make?
For me, it's about people.
Yeah.
And building the right team, the team that wants to be there, that wants to see the company succeed, and wants to grow their own business within the business. And that's the conversation I love having with my staff and my stylists specifically, is about building their business within our business. Because there's definitely the ability to upgrade somebody from a classic to a hybrid or a volume, or upgrade someone from silk to mink, that kind of thing, where it's just little increments of upgrades to the service, where they're making more, the salon's making more,
and the service is delivered. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're looking for team members then? Yeah.
Always.
Okay.
Always
so
looking for good team.
How do you find the right ones? And do references matter?
Absolutely. References are huge. We take that into, that's one of our best ways of finding good people. We do a lot of presentations. I do a lot of presentations at beauty schools to talk to them about careers with us. We do an extensive training. I've seen a lot of lash salons only do a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks. We're like 6 to 8 weeks of training where we're paying our stylists while they're training, and they bring in, we bring in actually lash models where we do a service for free for that person, and and that person's.
Do you need any lash models?
We always.
Okay.
We do.
Talk afterwards.
That listing presentation coming up. Come on.
Exactly.
Make it pop.
So do you enjoy what you do?
I do. It is absolutely a new challenge every day. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't go back a year ago and just go, that was the wrong choice. Absolutely not. This has been a huge learning experience, a lot of fun, and the team is fantastic. I love the people I work with.
Well, and I think that as a we run a team. Brian and I run a team, and the community, and working, not only serving the community but also serving that economy of your own team. I love that. I love to see people grow in their careers and in their jobs and in their skill sets. So, and I can hear that from you. It looks like you're also looking for management and team members. What's a good quality?
The best quality is integrity, I think. Somebody who comes in and tells you what they're thinking, but they're not only. It's not like we've got a problem. I've got a problem and I've got a solution, or I want to work with you on that solution. Those are the types of team members that really add or value add people.
Yeah.
And also will just, they see something that needs to be done and they just do it.
Yeah.
Love that.
Talent, right? Always looking for talent.
Always looking for talent. So do all the team members matter to the success of the mission?
Yeah, we're not a huge team.
Yeah.
We're front desk, a general manager, and our stylists. So, absolutely.
Everybody matters. That's right.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone matters. And, our memberships are a big part of what we do. And I think it's a big differentiator for us and any of the salons out there.
So how does somebody find out about your membership and get in touch with you maybe about a job?
Yeah, no, absolutely. TheLashLounge.com. And then you can click on either one of the locations, Bellevue or Redmond. You can also just send us an email, Bellevue@TheLashLounge.com, Redmond@TheLashLounge.com. Very simple.
Easy enough.
Yeah, shoot me an email, resume.
Awesome.
Love
So if you're looking to make your presentations pop, if you're looking to help people have that confidence, either way, contact Richard.
Richard, thank you so much for joining us today.
No, again, thanks for having me.
After the break, we have in studio Mary Lynn from Home Partners of America, who will be discussing a new journey to home ownership. We'll be right back.
Not sure if now is the right time to sell? Worried you missed the market? The Eastside Real Estate Team specializes in helping homeowners maximize their equity when selling. With our proven premier listing service, our clients have sold their homes for more money in less time than the competition. We know you have many choices when working with a real estate agent, but with the Eastside Real Estate Team, you get a team of highly qualified, experienced agents. From staging to deciding if your property is market ready for top dollar. If you're considering selling, call the Eastside Real Estate Team at 425-200-4093. Or check out our website at the eastsiderealestateteam.com, a subsidiary of Keller Williams Realty in Bellevue.
Are you ready to select a residential contractor for your remodel project or custom construction? Have you been presented with a contract to review and sign? Well, before you go any further and before you sign anything, contact Douglas Schwed at Access Law NW for an expert contract review and a contractor due diligence investigation. We highly recommend that before you sign any major home improvement, remodel, or custom construction contract, that you consult with a qualified real estate contract attorney. Mr. Schwed has developed a proprietary 10-step builder due diligence investigation algorithm, which fully and completely documents any contractor's operating and legal compliance history, including litigation checks, including civil and criminal background, bankruptcy filings, licensing compliance, insurance and bonding compliance, and other relevant business details. From that investigation, a written report is provided highlighting all areas of concern so the client can make a fully informed, unemotional business decision before the sign and before performance problems and disputes arise. Go to accesslawnw.com to contact us or to get more information. That's accesslawnw.com.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/1150KKNW.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Brian and Dan on 1150 AM KKNW. I'm Brian.
And I'm Dan.
Our next guest is Mary Lynn Shushunov from Home Partners of America. Mary Lynn is the West Coast Business Development Manager for Home Partners of America. She has been with HPA since the start on 2018 and is responsible for training and mentoring agents on the Home Partners program in Seattle, Portland, Denver, Salt Lake City, and Phoenix. Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
First, thank you guys so much for having me here.
You bet.
Well, welcome.
What do you want to know? I am a hardworking mother of 4 children.
Oh, there you
children.
go.
Okay.
Dang. How
Awesome.
old?
Yeah. 17 to 34.
Nice. Okay, so you're about done?
I have one more. She will be a senior in high school, and then I am done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, you're never quite done.
No, this I
I've
know
got a
for
boomerang
sure.
right now.
This I know for sure.
Okay, so this is a show about homes. We like to ask our guests to recount a fond memory from the home that you grew up in.
Okay, so I grew up in Iowa, and I was thinking about that earlier.
Is it heaven?
It is, actually. I love that line. Is growing up there, we played neighborhood games in the summer, and I just remember, my mom would just yell out to us that it was time to come home for dinner.
Yeah.
So, we played Ghost in the Graveyard, kickball, red light, green light. It just...
And the summers are the best, right?
The summers are the best, and it was long before everybody had that little digital thing or that little thing that they stare into all the time.
Totally. Like my dad would whistle. That's how we knew. We'd be across in the woods or something like that, and then, the whistle would come out. It's like, oh, dinner's ready.
Yep.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. So, yeah.
What? Go ahead.
No, that's all I had to say.
All right. Well, what is Home Partners of America?
Home Partners of America is a lease purchase program. It is a pathway to home ownership for many families. It really is a great opportunity for people who aren't quite ready to buy, don't know where they want to live, are uncertain about actually owning a home. It gives them the chance to actually test drive home ownership. Once they get qualified for a rent, they pick out a home. Home Partners buys the home for them, and then they rent the home back from us.
Yep.
They have an opportunity to buy the home at any point in time after 90 days because that gives us the opportunity to true up the cost of the home. And it's a 5-year lease where they know exactly what their rent is for 5 years and exactly what their purchase price is for 5 years.
So Brian and I have talked a lot about, right? We talk about the home prices rising. Should you rent? Should you buy? That's why I really, I wanted to have you come in when you were here in town because I wanted to have this solution available, right? We have people that are coming here from all around the world, and they want to live in a certain spot, right? And then they hate to see the fact that they're not growing or gaining. And they, like you said, I think you've told this story before where somebody showed up, they thought they were absolutely going to live there, bought the home through Home Partners, or actually rented through Home Partners, and then got transferred. So then it was just a matter of getting it sublet, or I'm not sure how you guys handle that, but you know what I mean?
So every family, when they get qualified for rent and we buy them the home, their only financial obligation to us is a 1-year lease.
1-year lease, right.
So if and it's an annually renewable lease. So they're responsible for each lease year that they're in the home, but they can purchase at any point in time during that lease.
Is that price fixed for the 5 years?
The price goes up in the Seattle market 5% annually.
Okay.
And the rent goes up 3.75% annually. But one of the things that I think is just really great about this program is it offers certainty.
No surprises, right?
Absolutely none. And I always tell people in a world that it really is so uncertain right now, there's 5 years where you know exactly what your rent is, you know exactly what your purchase price is, and you can purchase or not.
Yeah.
You don't, it's
Did you
completely
hear that,
up
Brian?
to you.
5% annually.
Right.
So you're actually hedging against an 8 or a 9% appreciation. That's pretty
For
good.
the buyer, yeah.
Yeah.
And so in terms of the lease, is this like a typical lease where you're responsible for maintenance, not the renter?
Absolutely. We own the home.
Interesting.
We will take care of it. Yeah, and it's
Wow.
great for the realtors, too, because for the realtors, they find somebody who simply wants to rent a home. They get to pick a home that's on the market, and then the realtor gets
Wow.
paid the buyer's commission. And the other great thing for everybody, too, is the fact that Home Partners is a cash buyer.
Yeah. So
So-
that's a quick
Quick close.
close.
Yep.
So how many years has Home Partners been in business?
We've been in business for 6 years.
Okay.
Last year was by far our best year. We spent $1.4 billion on homes. We purchased over 4,326 odd homes.
How many in the Seattle market?
Since we've been in Seattle since 2015, so we've purchased over 800 homes in Seattle so far, for a total of $317 million. This year we have purchased a little over 100 homes for a total of $52 million.
Wow.
So it works, and it works well simply because you've got so many people moving here, and it's such a great opportunity for them to test drive.
So how difficult is it for a typical person to qualify for this? Is it like qualifying for a mortgage? Or
It's a little bit easier than qualifying them for a mortgage, but we need them to qualify because we want to set them up for
Right.
success, and then we're purchasing the home for them. What they need to do is work with a realtor, and the realtor will then send them an invitation to Home Partners, and then they will complete the application. when they complete the application, they will know within 1 to 3 business days if they've been approved or denied. When they're approved for a maximum rent rate, and that's when the broker will take them out shopping. The one thing to keep in mind that I tell everybody when they're looking on our site is we purchase single-family homes and fee simple townhomes between 100 and 500,000, but we don't buy everywhere. So that's why it's important that you shop within home partners.
Right. And this is very similar to the home buying process in that you need to do the financing side first. And what I mean by that is you said qualify through home partners.
Not for financing.
I see that.
They're qualifying for rent.
But I see that as the
Gotcha.
same way, right?
Yeah, very similar. Okay, sorry, I missed that. Yeah.
Because essentially, everything's going to go off of what you can afford on a monthly rent basis.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what does it cost?
There is a $75 application fee per household. It's not per person or per property like a normal rental.
Right.
And again, they know within 1 to 3 business days if they've been approved or denied, and then they are approved for that maximum rent rate.
So say that again. It's $75 per household.
Per household.
And that's a one-time. How long is that good for?
90 days.
Okay. Because it is key that if there's people out there looking to rent, they're paying a $35,
Every time.
application fee. They're hitting their credit
Per
every
person.
single time.
Per
Per
adult.
person.
Per adult?
For adult.
Per
yeah,
adult.
so that's a really good value.
Yeah.
And people need to know that. I appreciate you.
And the $75, to be honest with you, barely covers the cost of
Right.
the credit pull and the background check. I mean, it's not like we're making any money on this. So it's just to make sure, because we want to set up our residents for success. So we want to make sure that they do qualify because, we want to be successful, but we also want them to be successful.
So how long does it take for approval?
1 to 3 business days.
1 to 3 business days.
Yep.
And the information they need would be like social security number, job, stuff like that?
Yeah, if they are, just right quick, if they are self-employed, we need the most recent tax return.
Yep.
If they're relocating, we need a letter from the employer.
Okay.
If they are W-2'd, we need the 2 most recent pay stubs.
2 most recent.
So it's a little bit
Pretty
easier to
standard.
qualify for this than it is for a mortgage.
Right.
It's also a great opportunity for people that I say have had a mortgage timeout. If they've had a foreclosure, a short sale, a bankruptcy, a medical issue, a divorce, they may be good candidates.
That 5-year window gives them time to move past those things. That's right.
And so for the bankruptcy too, we don't have to wait. As long as it's discharged, we can work with them.
Wow.
There's no waiting period
That's
because
fabulous.
of the rental prop.
So I lost my question. I had a question in my head.
Happens to
and
me all
it's
the
gonna
time.
come back.
What type of homes do you purchase?
We thank you for that. We purchase move-in ready homes.
Okay.
So a home may be on our site, and it's all homes that we may potentially purchase. We won't know until we do the inspection because we want, to protect our investment. We want good quality homes and also to protect the investment for our families. We want good quality homes. We are not in the business of flipping homes.
And so if somebody has a home that it's not in great shape, you'll ask for things to be repaired. I mean, tell me a little bit about that.
Yes.
then.
When we go to purchase the home, we will do the inspection, and we will usually ask for a credit at close because we'll go in and fix it. Because when we close on the home, and that's when the broker gets paid, but our residents move in 2 weeks after we close because that gives us the opportunity to do any repairs that we need to do.
So that's actually really great, too, because think of it as a consumer, you're buying a home that has been totally tell us about your standards. I mean,
Move-in ready. Move-in ready. We can't buy, like, if it backs up to a high-tension power line, a strip mall, a highway, a dirt driveway, aluminum wiring, polybutylene piping, those sorts of things we aren't going to purchase. We really just want good quality homes.
Single family?
Single family.
Okay.
not condos.
No condos, thank you.
Okay. Yep. And you said fee simple townhomes.
He said we need to own the land underneath.
Gotcha.
Right. We got leased land
Yeah.
in a few areas surrounding us here. Yep.
So I stress mostly single-family homes work best.
Sure.
So what about a success story? Can you share with us some amazing success stories?
I can tell you 2 that I really like. One was from a lender. I met him last year. A family had been in the home for 2 years, and he did the loan for them. Their purchase price from us was $549. The home appraised at $770.
What?
So what's really great about the program is they're locked in that price regardless of what happens to the market. So they get all of the upside to the market. If by chance the market tanks, then we own an overpriced house that they don't have to buy.
Right.
I had another one that I really, really like. It was a family that was 8 months away from a mortgage. They lived in a second-story apartment. They had 2 little dogs. The mom had a broken foot, and the lender said, hey, you've got 8 months. And their daughter was starting high school, and they were just a lot of misery there. And luckily, they worked with a really good agent here, and they said, hey, you know what, let's try Home Partners. We purchased them a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, fenced-in backyard, really nice home. And for them, we were life-saving. And their agent, even told me, she said, it's just a different feeling when you get a family in a home before they could.
Right.
And also the way this market is going, the fact that we won't sell the house out from under them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's theirs.
That's a big deal.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yep. And the other thing I want to touch on really quick, the reason it's 5 years. It is 5 years because every state says home partners, you have to have a start date and an end date for the right to purchase.
Okay.
So Washington says you've got 5 years.
5 years. Oh,
Yep.
okay. That's interesting.
Yep.
So in other states, it may be different.
It is 5 years everywhere with the exception of Texas.
Texas. How long is it in Texas?
Texas gives you 3.
They do their own
Only
thing.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Doing their own thing.
Yep.
Awesome.
Texas
So how do
places,
people get involved with this program?
If they are looking to move here or afraid about buying a home, please reach out to your local realtor. They will do an amazing job.
I know one of those.
And
Yeah, I do too.
I was getting to that. And the best local realtors to reach out to are Brian and Dan. Absolutely. Contact them. I mean, it really is. It's a great opportunity. And, as I said, to have a pathway to home ownership. Right quick, I just want to tell you. So Bill Young, who's the president and CEO, the concept began at the end of the recession when 11 million people lost their homes.
Right.
So it genuinely came from a place of what can I
Fill
do?
the void.
Yeah, and
that's
how can
great.
I help? So for
That's
me,
awesome.
growing up in Iowa, the fact that it came from how can I help
Awesome.
makes a difference to me.
Is that a tenet of being from Iowa? Helpful?
Yes. Helpful.
Helpful.
Helpful. Yes.
Helpful and corn.
And
I'm just
honest.
joking. Helpful
Yeah.
and corn. No.
Yes, there's plenty of that.
There's that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mary Lynn, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
I think this is a really exciting program.
Yeah.
I'm on board with this. This
Cool.
is very good. So you're listening to Real Talk with Brian and Dan at 1150 KKNW. After the break, we have some more Real Talk. And of course, we'll have some great final thoughts. We'll be right back.
Did you know when you pay rent, you're actually paying someone else's mortgage? Are you tired of missing out on owning your own home? Fact: homeowners on average have 40 times the financial net worth of renters. The Eastside Real Estate Team has been helping many first-time homebuyers find and buy their first home. They specialize in customer service and put you first. They listen first to what you're looking for, and then they take the time to make sure their clients understand every aspect of the home buying process. If owning a home has been your dream, the Eastside Real Estate Team can help you. For a free, no-hassle consultation, call 425-200-4093 or find them online at the eastsiderealestateteam.com, a subsidiary of Keller Williams Realty in Bellevue.
Are you tired of waking up in the morning asking yourself if there will ever be enough time to get everything done? Are you tired of feeling stressed and overwhelmed in your business? Are you tired of not living the life you want to live? Then act now. Join Tina Mitchell at her next complimentary One Time Your Business 8-week burn. It's a live virtual online course to take your time management, business efficiency, and lead generation to the highest level possible.
Tina Mitchell here, your time management and business efficiency coach. I help business professionals take control of their business so they can take their life back. Go to onetimeyourbusiness.com and join me for a powerful 8 weeks for my complimentary course. Again, that's onetimeyourbusiness.com.
Have you ever experienced being overwhelmed and uninspired when you walk into your closet filled with clothes, shoes, and accessories? Although you are surrounded by so much stuff, you still feel you have nothing to wear and can't create a fabulous outfit? All this closet clutter can lead to mind clutter. This is not a great way to start your day. Susie Cohen with Style with Susie can help you feel inspired again with a closet edit. The two of us will work together to create a curated wardrobe that will work for your lifestyle. We will go through piece by piece and decide what works, what can be reinvented, and what we need to get rid of. I will provide that second eye and give you the tools to shop smarter and find outfits that you never knew you had. My commitment is that you feel great so you can go out into the world and be your best self. Your closet is your playground, so let's have some fun.
Giving local voices a chance to shine. Alternative Talk 1150.
Welcome back. You're listening to Real Talk on 1150 KKNW with Brian and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Brian.
Yeah, I did that kind of wrong.
No, that's fine.
That's all good. All right. So what a great show we had today.
Yeah.
I think it was funny during the break. We were talking lashes. It was pretty funny. But I bring us back to some final thoughts as we wrap up our show. It's interesting. Brian mentioned that whole 4th of July thing, and people are getting out, and now they're getting back after it because we have a lot of activity going on. We have a fantastic opportunity. All bids welcome. We are making a ridiculous price improvement to our Carnation property. So if you've seen it on the website, it's going to come back on the market on Thursday, and it's going to be on fire. So all bids are welcome.
Bidding war. Watch for this.
It's going to be crazy.
Although whoever gets it, man, that house it's a winner. It's gorgeous.
Fantastic.
Yep.
700 feet of riverfront. You can go kayaking. Drop into, like my daughter actually the last couple of days on her days off has been hitting the Snoqualmie River, right? You go up where the fish hatchery is, and you float down the Snoqualmie River until Fall City, hop out, do it again, It's kind of, that's a fun thing to do in the summer, I got to admit. Well, this house, you could actually drop your kayak in and paddle all the way up to the falls and then just kind of paddle back. Maybe stop off in Fall City for a soda pop.
Yeah, cool one.
Cool one. And then continue back on home. That'd be
nice.
fun. I might do it this weekend just to prove it.
Yeah, take your camera.
All right. So what about you? You got anything good coming on?
Success. I run into clients. Everybody has a different level of risk-taking, risk aversion.
Mm-hmm.
And in this market, it's typically easier to sell a house than to find a new one, although we talked earlier about balance coming to the market. But I've got some clients that are very risk averse. They don't want to sell their home until they
know where they're
buy
going
the
to go.
new one, and yet they're in a position where they really can't buy before they sell. And so you talk to a typical broker, in a more balanced market, contingencies are not unheard of. In this market, they're pretty rare.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling my clients that we can do this. We put 2 of them together this week, and the buyers got the dream home, and the contingent property is sold.
You know what the secret to that is, Brian?
Prior proper planning.
Yes, exactly. How does that again?
Prior proper planning prevents poor performance. I left one out.
But being ready with your home to go to the market. So if you're out there actively searching and you're like, man, I'm going to write this contingent. Well, don't not have your home show ready. It's got to have you got to
do
done.
the work.
You've got to have the house cleaned. It's got to be ready to go. And the funny thing happens when you expect to have success.
Right.
It shows up.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And, that's the thing is if you are out there in the market and you've talked to a broker who says, no, there's no contingencies, call us. We're doing them. And we're having great success with that.
Awesome.
So you've got your Carnation coming on. I've got a new one in Sammamish, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-story in a beautiful neighborhood.
Demery Hill?
Demery Hill. We just remodeled bathrooms, and we're pre-inspected. All the work's done. It's move-in ready to go.
When's that go live?
Now. We're live.
Live now. How much is that one?
We're $755 on that one,
$755,
which is best price point in that market.
Lake Washington School District.
Yep.
It's got a great backyard, nice deck for barbecues.
Yep. And I've got my Issaquah townhouse. We just did a price improvement to $629 on that.
Awesome.
New carpet,
$629.
$629.
God, that's a good
price. It's a good price.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
It's move-in ready as well. We'll be open Saturday and Sunday on that one, so come on by.
Well, it looks like a couple of cool things going on this coming up. Let's see. It's a Fit Fest is this weekend at Redmond Town Center. Is that Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
It is Sunday.
Just Sunday?
Yeah, 7:30 to noon.
Okay. So we don't have to be fit on Saturday.
You don't.
Okay, cool.
And stop into Lash Lounge while you're there.
Yeah, stop in.
Visit. We'll have a tent there, and
nice.
Flex your eyelids. Get them fit. Also, it looks like 1,000 Lights Lantern Festival in Kirkland, Washington. So this is on August 10th. Connect with friends and family at one of the most beautiful events of the year, where you can enjoy thousands of water lanterns gently floating on the water to create a spectacle at this one night only. There will be curated live music, food trucks, of course, and the best. What did we do before food trucks for events? We had to walk all the way down to the restaurant.
Yeah, bring your picnic.
Yeah, picnic.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you can do that too.
You can do that.
But Thousands Lights Festival, August 10th, Kirkland Waterfront. Check that out, and the Fit Fest.
So one last one, Shilshole Marina is doing Friday night movies this Friday.
Oh.
If you want to watch an outdoor movie sitting on the grass with the Olympic Mountains and the beautiful bay as a backdrop, 9 p.m., family movie. Bring your blanket to
You
throw
don't know
on.
what movie they're showing this Friday?
Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Cool.
a good kid event.
Yeah.
Come on down.
It's supposed to be nice on Friday.
Should be beautiful.
So that's the thing. Living in the Northwest,
Yep.
man, this is the best
This
time
is
of
the
year.
place.
All
Yep.
right. Well, that concludes a great show. Richard, Mary Lynn, thank you guys both for being here. This was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you bringing your talents to our show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We're out of here.
Till next week.
Thanks for listening.